Hello, you beautiful people. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And a couple days ago, I asked you which tier list I should make given these options, and you guys have spoken, and this was the result, and I've been better the people, so I was more than happy to cook on this for you guys. I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe on the video if you do enjoy it. And if not, hey, there's always next time. Enjoy the rest of your day, kings.
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of pussy?
Hell, well, you absolute sexy stud muffin giga chad brethren. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a great one. And today I'm going to be ranking every single Call of Duty Zombies map developed by Treyarch on which one of them is best to have your skin flute played by Squidward Tentacles, beautiful tentacles. Which map is the best for a hand job? I think I have a little bit of brain damage now because I hit my head at work last night and I low-key feel dizzy, but the show must go on. I think my asshole is leaking. It has been a little while since I've done a tier list video, but you guys said you wanted them back, and I am more than happy to deliver. They are a blast to make. Just like always, we need to go over these tiers. So at the very bottom, we have Sandpaper Penis Puncher. These maps are so unbelievably uncomfortable for you that you're pretty much gonna feel like sandpaper is going up and down your scrotum pouch the entire time. Better off just getting a hand job at the church by the Pope than even stepping foot near these maps if you want to have your beautiful spaghetti and meatballs touched by Chef Pee-Pee. And at the very top of that, you got Cock Crucifixion. You're pretty much going to feel like Christ on the cross if you quite as bad and filthy as sandpaper up your ass and dick, but it's probably better off that you try to find a better map for these. Next, we got Default Dan Dick Jobs. These maps are pretty much the most basic form of a handy you can get. You know, they're not going to blow your mind like JFK or John Wilkes Booth. They're not going to make you feel too great, but at the end of the day, a hand job is a hand job, and these maps are going to make you feel like an absolute unit of a man after you get your penis plowed by perfected pepper pussy. And after that, we got the beautiful boner backhand. This map is pretty much going to feel like R. Kelly is slapping the shit out of your dick with his pimp hand like all of his women. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful experience for your pelvic thrustodime 3000 jet gun meat flute. And I think that if you can make it to one of these maps, oh boy, it's going to be bussin'. Next, you got the penis punching perfection.
Inconceivable! His fury unappeased! Mr. Satan, let's do some merciless volley!
He's pretty much gonna feel like Little Mac is training on your dick and balls. And you're pretty much gonna feel like Doc Lewis is sitting his beautiful brown butt bakery all over your Schmeat Schefter. And next up, you got the Supreme Scrotum Strangler. These maps just feel like the Tattletale Strangler from SpongeBob is absolutely ripping your dick in half, but in a way that makes it feel like you're a part of 1,000 glory holes at once. Feeling absolutely beautiful. Now that the tiers are set like the combatants' abilities in Death Battle, let's fucking get on with this insanity. We got Nocturne Tothin. I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel like a military bunker invaded by like zombies and Joe Biden's crackhead children make for a very well location for your dick to be touched. I don't even care if it's fucking Emma Frost using her icy hands across your boner. I don't really think it's going to amount to much. And I feel like Nocturne Tone is gonna have to go to Cock Crucifixion. At least you're a little bit hidden from the world, so you're not gonna get caught by the FBI and get like thrown into jail or some shit for having your dick played with in a public space. Now, I feel like insane bitches have insane grip, right? Like, in their, like, cell and just screaming or whatever. Like, I feel like the insane bitches got that absolute chromey-domey abilities for their hands. I feel like they have more grip and handwork than a professional Super Smash Bros. Melee player at the top level playing Fox. So I honestly feel like for Rucked, it's going to be the first S tier! That's right, I said it's actually going into an S tier for once. This is absolutely beautiful. For Rucked, you did it, you insane bitches. Shout out to any insane bitches out there. I love you. Now, Shino Numa is a very interesting one because it pretty much just Shrek's asshole the map, and you know, I would definitely love to get Alaskan bullworm fiddled and diddled in Shrek's keister. And you can use the water as a little bit of lubricant after all. So I feel like Shino Numa definitely has his upsides, but I feel like the atmosphere is very boring and groggy. I don't know, I feel like it's a very middle of the road spot for a hand job. I mean, I guess if you're kinky and into BDSM, you can like get them to use the flogger and potentially circumcise yourself would be interesting. I think I'll put it in default Dan Dick Job. I'm not really too invested in the idea of going to Shino Numa for any reasons, but you know what? Maybe sticking my dick in the electric trap might be a good idea. Now, I feel like I've made this point before in the different heroes, but I honestly feel like that Doris and teleporting hand jobs would go crazy hard. Like, imagine just teleporting through the teleporters while you're getting your jerked off, and you just feel like you're going through, like, 17 trillion wormholes at once, like Stephen Hawking's wet dream. I think that would be an absolute beautiful time. Plus, you know, you could sit on the catwalk to get a break from the zombies and have somebody camp there with the MG42, so you have masturbation protection on that one. I think that would be absolutely incredible. Oh god, I'm repeating myself. I'm milking for watch time. But that being said, I'm going to put it in beautiful boner backhand. I think that would just be absolutely beautiful for Doris. Now, Canada Tone is obviously going to go in the fucking top of S tier for right now, baby, because it is a Netflix and chill location. You can put on literally any movie you wanted in a theater while you get your the absolute shit pulverized out of your penis by a beautiful Wreck-It Ralph-sized hand waifu. Insane and amazing, and I honestly feel like you could bust an infinite amount of buckets on Canada Toten because you pretty much have an indefinite YouTube Shorts feed at your disposal, which would be absolutely goated as fuck. Next, you got 5, and I mean, getting a hand job in the White House is honestly better than Canada Toten, so I'm pretty much going to contradict myself in the first 30 seconds, which is great. Having JFK beat the fuck out of your, like, prime Mike Tyson whooping a grandmother of 5 outs in the ring, dude. That would be an absolute peak experience, and I would love the absolute shit out of it, and I would go insane in the Pentagon. Penis punching Pentagon would go absolutely wild. Now, Ascension would be kind of annoying because just like when you play the map normally, you'd have to watch out for all the space chimp motherfuckers from that stupid ass movie coming and slapping your dick and giving you gangrene and AIDS and God knows whatever the black hole adventures, and I'm not talking about the one from space. It'd be very interesting. I don't really know if Ascension would be a good idea because it would just be very risky. But I guess you could use the lunar landers and fly around like a crackhead while you have your penis absolutely demolished by someone, which would be absolutely beautiful. Kind of want Squidward to use my clarinet. I'm gonna put it right in default, Dan, right above Shino Nova, because at least you can use the lunar landers to get away in the fire trap as well, if you're into, you know, if you like hot candle wax on your dick. So, I think that is absolutely bussin', dude. Call of the Dead, it's okay. Now, as Call of the Dead with most of these tier lists, I don't think it's sadly going to go very high, because, I mean, it's frigid cold. You're probably gonna get ice shards on your dick like a tier 5 ice monkey from Bloons TD6 just touching your shit, and I just don't really think that's going to be a good idea in the slightest, and I think you're probably just going to wish you were anywhere else on the planet. As someone who attempted to fuck in a car during the winter once, it did not work very well, so I'm gonna have to put this in Sandpaper Penis Puncher because I feel like your dick would actually get disintegrated off like a Sub-Zero fatality gone wrong, gone sexual edition. Sam pussy. I don't really think I could get much worse than Call of the Dead. But a hand job in Paradise goes incredibly hard, but I can't be giving away these S tiers all willy-nilly. Some of you guys might disagree, but I think I'm going to put Shangri-La in A tier, also known as Penis Punching Perfection, because I feel like getting a hand job in the jungle would be incredible. It's like that one song, "Welcome to the jungle, your dick up your ass." Absolutely wild. Plus, you can, if you're into sounding, you got those pike things like Vlad the Impaler left from a generation's past that you could use to impale your cockhole, which would be an absolutely bussin' time if you're into that type of my thing. It's not really my cup of tea, but I'm not British, so who knows what that even is. Oh man, Moon would be awesome, dude. It'd be like the closest thing we could ever experience to getting launched into the stratosphere with the GTA 4 swing set glitch and getting a hand job, because you could just like jump and let the lack of gravity do the work and just kind of float around with your partner while they jerk you off indefinitely, which would be an absolute beautiful time and would be funny as fuck. So if you're not able to nut, at least you'd probably be laughing at the ridiculous circumstances that you would be in, and I think that would have far more than make up for it, because honestly, I don't think there's too much more valuable in this life than a good laugh. I'm gonna put it in right behind Varrock, because I feel like the insane bitch has got a better grip than the anti-gravity, honestly. I mean, Rosa Park hand job would go pretty good. I'm gonna put it right behind Dury. On Nuketown Zombies, I mean, it would be, I mean, you're pretty much inevitably going to get blasted into smithereens with an earth-shattering kaboom by Marvin the Martian's malnourished man meat, and I don't really think that would be too good, honestly, but at least you could have bust one last white tear down your leg before you go, like Daddy-O did back in the day for cigars. So I'll put it right behind Call of the Dead. Sweatshop worker tower, at least you could nut before you blend into the concrete. We're gonna put it right behind Knock. How about the dead? I mean, I feel like the prison inmates, if you get used to it, would be able to rock your shit pretty rough. And plus, Brutus probably got those barbed wire gloves on and that baton he could use and beat you up with that cock and ball to assist in the pleasure, if that's your sort of thing. I feel like Mob of the Dead is, there's a lot of nuance. You know, you could use the spork for sounding. You could use Brutus for BDSM. You could use the acid trap and burn it up. There's some crazy motherfuckers out of here. There's out there that are into some all sorts of shit that make me feel a lot better about myself. So I'm gonna put Mob of the Dead right behind Transit. Now we got Bearded, and I'm just gonna say Leroy got them big hands, man. Leroy got those Andre the Giant-esque massive man maulers on him, dude. Bro's got the gloves of the gods, bro. And for that alone, Bear's going at the highest it's ever gone in one of these lists before, and it's going at the very tippity top, dude, because Leroy's hand job abilities are unlike anything we've ever seen before. Bro is literally made to finger a butthole. Actually, we've got another banger here too, because Origins, the staffs, man, the staffs sounding capabilities, especially the upgraded variants when they got the little spikes on the side of them, I think that would be absolutely beautiful, and that could definitely amount to something if that is your cup of shit.
For CBT.
Plus, I mean, you could free fall from a giant robot and zerk it, and since you kind of are guaranteed to live if we're going off of in-game logic, that could be really fun and exciting too. If you're an adrenaline junkie who needs to have a head rush while you bust, that would be beautiful. I'm gonna put Origins right behind Shangri-La because I do think a handy in Paradise goes a little bit harder than a handy in a giant robot, but hey, that's just me, man. Now, Dommy Mommy Margwa wrapping its tentacles around your shit like some hentai. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't think it'd be quite as good as Leroy's Giga Chat energy, especially if you feed him booze first and he gives you a drunken dick job. But I think the Margwa is going to be the second next best thing. Now, Derive and Drop, I mean, you got the arrows, which would be pretty interesting. You got the Panzer, who could light your dick on fire. I'm really thinking about this.
I got it. Let's get naked.
I mean, the Void Bow skulls, I guess, they could start jawing on your shit, but they don't even have hands, so, like, what would they even do? And Diragerock's, like, really lame in this context, honestly. There's, like, nothing to make... I guess if you really wanted to, you could have, like, Dempsey's AirPod, like, fall into your dick in reverse time over and over again and grind up against it with the electrical force field. That could be interesting. Right behind Mob. That's people know Shima, man, they could use all of those wacky plant types as a lubricant on their fingers and go absolutely buck wild on your beautiful boner-breasted, butt-cheek having ass. That would be superb. I think Zetsubo is actually really good for this match, especially the spider. You could get the spider to help you with their fucking gigantic 8. Well, I guess those are technically legs, but in this context, we'll count it. I guess I'm not very strict on the rules. You also have giant, like, you have giant mutated Takio with his shrunk hands. That would be absolutely beautiful. I think that would go incredibly hard. Plus, if you're in the Scott non-stop play room, you can get like all the keepers to do it at once, which would be beautiful. I'm gonna put Zetsubo right in front of Origins, which this would never happen on a normal tier list, but considering this is the farthest thing from that, exceptions shall be made. God damn it. Dragon hand job, dragon hand job. We have found the one thing better than Leroy. Dragon hand job. Who does not want a dragon to give them a hand job? I know Donkey from Shrek fucking did, and ever since then I want the same thing. Donkey from Shrek got his priorities straight, damn it. Now, I'm going to put Revelations in front of Shadows of Evil because not only does it have the Kino elements, but you could have a Margwa. You could have up to 3 different Margwa bodies giving you a handy at once while you're watching young Sheldon and his dad take a shit, which would be wild. I would fucking love that. Just kidding, I would rather watch paint dry on ayahuasca than ever touch a young Sheldon. Brutus can grow gigantic like a pyrocynical commission. That would be beautiful. So I'm going to put it right above normal Mob of the Dead. And then we're just gonna assume the same logic with 5. It's just the same exact room with more rooms, but except the Winter's Howl is a little bit more frigid, so your dick can get torn into pieces even easier than before. Now, getting a handy of the Titank would be absolutely beautiful, but you got to keep in mind that you're going to be drowning in a lot more things than pussy by the end of it, including water. So you're gonna lock in. I don't really think it's worth it. You know, as good as a handy is, I don't think a handy is worth death again. And maybe if it's from Leroy, but at the same time, I don't even know at that point. So I'm unfortunately gonna have to put Voyage of Despair just right below Call of the Dead, because at least, actually, I'm gonna put it last because I feel like at least when you get blown up from a nuke head on, you'd probably die in a matter of milliseconds if you're like in the blast zone of the impact. So once like, you can pretty much time it perfectly if you have the ability to nut on command to bust right before the nuke hits. So your final moment will be you coming, which would go insanely hard in a museum. This is the spot where bro came before he died, like that one dude in Pompeii that might have been jerking off. I don't think he actually was, but I'm choosing to believe that's what he was doing because that's metal as fuck. Man, those maulers on 9 could go absolutely crazy. They got like the Excadrill dig hands, and they're going absolutely beautiful. Plus, you got all the different gladiator types of destroyers, and you got all those pieces of wood. Oh god, there are so many options for handies on 9, and like environmental abilities. I'm kind of seeing like what map would have like the ability to help whoever's giving you the handy with the environment, and maybe some like extra features of the map. Right behind Dire Now, oh, listen, if there's any furries watching, I got you, okay? Because there is werewolves on this map, and I also know there's probably a lot of you that like them big fucking werewolf palms, and I got you. I'll put it right at the fucking bottom. Fuck you, you just cussed me. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna put it right behind Origins. Oh my god. Temple of Apollo hand job, Medusa hand job, Medusa hand job, Medusa. I don't know what you're talking about. Alpha, I would rather step foot on Island much sooner than I'd go to fucking Alpha Omega, dude. Bottom tier. The fact that I wouldn't even be able to get a boner being on Alpha Omega. Are you kidding? Oh, no, Rustman! Tyler Toten, man, you could get the absolute most beautiful boner blast through the palm of a hand. With the Rustman and the Thunder Gun, you could get Rustman to shoot you into the air with the Thunder Gun. Have Misty fly with you, shoot your dick with the Thunder Gun and jerk it off till it breaks into a bunch of different ice particles. That'd be beautiful. Man, I feel like going into the Dark Ether would make getting a hand job way more exciting. I wonder how it would feel. I wonder how like the Dark Ether works. Does it alter your perception of smell, touch, taste? Like how does it work? Are you feeling anything in the Dark Ether? We don't know too much about it, except it makes you fucking purple like Patrick Star and purple Homer Simpson.
Yeah, I love being purple!
Be interesting. So I think I'm actually gonna put D Machine right behind Shinonuma because I just don't really think they're. Wait, the Megaton Bombers, dude, you could have two of them at once. No, they don't even have hands. They'd have to give you a back job. No, you're staying right there.
Dominic!
Firebase Z would be pretty cool. I mean, you could have the Mimic jerk you off multiple times at once. You can use those portals to zerk off while you're going through a weird black hole like Stephen Hawking wishes he could before he got a virus, downloading Minecraft Jenny mods. Plus, Ordo would be insane, dude. Bro could, like, give your whole entire body a stroke like you had one giant penis behind Death of Night. Now, Matter Tone is interesting because I have Klaus, and I feel like if you programmed Klaus to give you a hand job, you could just do it endlessly forever, which go absolutely insane. And I feel like with most of these lists, Klaus tends to be the saving grace on Mauer, because if it's one of these lists, you could probably just have Klaus do it like a thruster fucker machine behind Tog. Outbreak is just really boring, and I feel like it's just like and I feel like it's just out in the open and like pretty like weird places, so I feel like you're very likely to get caught if it wasn't the zombie apocalypse. I'm gonna put it right in front of Call of the Dead because at least your dick won't freeze off. Man, I actually don't really have anything to say about Forsaken. I forget this map. That's like the most forgettable map in COD Zombies besides the boss fight, man. It's just so lame, dude. I will say you could have that animatronic FNAF fat fuck statue from Burger Town. Maybe jerk you. Dude, give me Blanchard right now, dude. Let Blanchard explore my dick like we explore zombies maps to solve the Easter eggs at launch. Let him explore all 2 inches of wonder he'll have to work through. Right behind Barry, dude. Leroy's goes harder than Blanchard objectively because the bigger hands, but god damn it, dude. If it was chin jobs, Blanchard would win. Patient 13 need I say more above Ancient Evil. Now, they're not on the list, but let me quickly rank the DLC maps for Black Ops 6. Citadel, you could use the swords to sound and the amalgams and all that crazy shit, plus the Guardian's gigantic, a gargantuan gnome fuck, which would be interesting as hell. I think he could give you some decent results as well if he jumped on you with his slam attack and like gripped you by the dick and slung you around like the Incredible Hulk. Would probably feel incredible on the shaft. Might be a little dangerous, but hey, nothing in this life that is worth doing does not involve some risk after all, like crystal meth. So I would put Citadel right in front of Zetsubo. This game's so forgettable. What was the next map? Was it Shattered? No, the Tomb, Archibald, Blue Boy. I would let Archibald turned my blue balls back to normal with his blue hand any day of the week, I'd put it right behind D Machine because he's not too special. He's kind of a blue dark ether spectrum fuck. Shattered Veil would be pretty interesting. I mean, the Z or X would go kind of hard. I wonder what that would feel like. I would put Shattered Veil right behind Firebase Z, and Reckoning would go. I mean, you could have Richtofen and jerk you off too because he's on. We're pretty much saying that the characters that you play as are not on the maps, but the NPCs are, I guess, is the logic. So Richtofen could jerk you here above Terminus because Richtofen hand job goes incredibly hard, and I don't think there's a better way to do it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and these are up out of transit, so I'm not even going to bother rank them. Let me know if you want me to do the non-shark maps for this in the future, because I would gladly do so. I hope you did enjoy the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe on the video if you did enjoy, so it greatly helps the channel, and I appreciate you all so much. And hey, if not, there is always next time, my boys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay hydrated and drink cum like Christian. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.